Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Rise and Grind Tour, MBB's last preparation before they go off to the BAL. My name is Khanye, and I'm here tonight as your host. Alongside me, I have Emmanuel Shine. Welcome, welcome.
Well, welcome to you also, Trina, because as a host, nobody gets to welcome you. Just on that note, also, you mentioned this is MBB's last preparation before going off to Kigali, where they're going to be flying the nation's flag high. And we're waiting to see, obviously, what this new outfit looks like, especially with a lot of new additions and new coach. Certainly a new dawn for South African basketball.
And I think it is something to note because we're going to see quite a few of those new faces. We have somewhat returning faces, of course, to basketball in South Africa, and we've got a few new faces that we're going to be witnessing playing in blue today. So that is going to be interesting to see.
Yeah, and with this American team, the TBT Rise and Grind, they're also having their first tour. So here is Nino Dim, actually. He was MVP at the Vail tournament just last week, the prestigious Vail tournament, and a South African talent. Played for the national team at the 3-on-3 alongside yourself, Tina, in the Reunion Islands.
That is a teammate, and I think he's collected quite a few MVPs in the last couple of months. He was USA's MVP. He had, like you just mentioned, the Vail tournament where he was an MVP, and an all-round national treasure, I'd say, considering, like I said, 3x3 and 5-on-5.
And here we have Sam Vincent talking to Flosh Ngwenya. It's basically the new guy and the incumbent, because Flosh is the one who led Cape Town Tigers to the heights that they reached last year at the BAL, going all the way to the semi-finals. And Sam Vincent, a man who's very familiar to winning. Previous NBA champion as a player, has won in the Middle East, in Africa, in Europe, and Asia. So that expertise, these two guys, it's going to be an interesting conversation to just hear what they're discussing on their end.
And not to mention, they haven't faced each other actually. We haven't seen him going up against Super Elite, that being the matchup between the coaches that we're witnessing here in front of us.
Still an interesting matchup, would like to see, and that conversation is filled with a whole lot of knowledge and just basketball experience.
And then on the Rise and Grind side, we do have DJ Campbell. I'd say an outstanding performer when it comes to the Rise and Grind side. We witnessed him yesterday against Super Elite, and he put on a show. I don't know if if you're connected to us on Basketball Sheriff, guys, you can go ahead on Instagram and YouTube and check out the highlight clip this guy already has just from one game. So I look forward to witnessing what he's going to be doing today and how he's going to lead Rise and Grind.
Just that second half, man. It's like he switched to 7th, 8th gear. He was in F1 while the rest of his oppositions were still driving on regulated routes, if I can say, because just the gap, his ability to rise to a completely different level, especially in that time in the second half when you know your opponents are a bit beat. That's just amazing, and I'm pretty sure this is going to be a good matchup for him.
And then we have Coach Chuck. I consider him somebody who's used to winning as well. I like how he has developed this program, he's worked with it, as well as bringing in the grassroots and overall talent from across America. Like they said, that this program itself is somewhat of a development program that offers the opportunity for the athletes to also get the international exposure. And that's what this whole trip is actually quite about as well.
For the things they do, they play in the TBT. For those that don't know what it's called, the basketball tournament in America, where it's played every summer and the winning team gets $1 million. And this is their first tour, because they come out of the northeast of America, mainly in the Jersey side, New York, and the first time they're able to put together a team like this and still compete internationally. And it can only be good for them, as well as the value they're bringing to African basketball, and more specifically South African basketball, in this time where MBB is also preparing for the Continental Championship. Welcome to this installment here in Johannesburg. My name is Emmanuel Shine. We're the Rise and Grind from the United States of America, here to take on the South African champions in MBB Blue Soldiers. Alongside me is a voice you're all familiar with, in Trina. How are you doing today?
Hi Shine, I'm good. And how are you? How do you feel about this matchup?
It's very difficult to tell because MBB has a lot of size, as you can see in that man there, David Craig. standing at 7'4", 150 kgs, out of Mercer in the United States, although he's born and bred here in South Africa. And now you look at the team here, Rise and Grind. They're very shifty, very athletic. You know, it's going to be a good matchup to see size go up against skills and athleticism. Not to say that MBB doesn't have those things as well.
I'd probably throw in another element there, particularly age, maybe experience as well that comes with age, and not in a bad light. I'd probably consider the Rise and Grind's average age quite young, because I did have a look at that, and they said they were sitting at about 22, 25, to the eldest being 32, and I know that we might have a few more slanted towards the 30s side as opposed to the 20s in terms of ad, but I would like to consider that a good contribution, to the experience of the game.
Cleaner, when you look at the average age, I don't quite like the story it tells in many cases. However, you can look at the range of ages, which goes to show you just where, like you mentioned, where the experience will come in. Where in South Africa you have a guy as seasoned as Neo Motivo, and then you have another young guy such as David Craig, for example. So that balance of experience, youth, size, athleticism, let's see how that bodes for the South African champions.
And of course, just to give you a highlight of who's starting on the court right now, looking at the MBB side, you've got David there who just took jump ball and hands that over to Omar, and it is off in the hands of Jovan. Of course, just listening, and Nino as well as Peter Prinsloo. Peter Prinsloo who just came back from Rwanda.
And you can see there already they're trying to find that man, David Craig. There's that man we just spoke about, DJ Campbell, unable to connect there. He finds himself open so often.
And I think he does well to create that openness for himself, because he knows his spot. I can tell you now, if any longer in the game and he gets to take shots from that spot, it will light up.
Yeah, that's true. And here's someone who I'm personally excited to watch play, Javon Mooring. And you can see there, they just don't want to give up any space inside because David Craig is such a towering presence. And Peter Prinsloo, one thing he will do is shoot. It's going to be a battle down there, man.
Yeah, it is. A box out by David looks like it's going to be quite lethal, because he moved two of those guys out the way. Though we did lose the ball over the baseline, it's going to be interesting to see.
And it looked very effortless for him. And there's Javon Mooring, unable to connect.
Fast break momentum, but a good look and good defense there by Jovan again.
Omar Tillemans just tried to power his way, but very well read there by Kevin Mateo. And there it begins. We get the first basket of the game here by that man we told you about, DJ Campbell.
It's going to be an interesting momentum shift, because one thing I noticed with Rise and Grind is that they're very willing to step up in terms of defense. I know it's sometimes a cultural difference in how we play, considering how we look at the American style of play, but when they decided to get on top of a play and shut down that run, they are able to do it, and that's something we just witnessed now with that shot clock violation.
Very good defense there by Rise and Grind, blocking Javon Mooring in the corner and then still securing the ball. Putting them under pressure, putting MBB under pressure to shoot, especially with the shot clock winding down. And there's Kevin Mateo going up against Javon Mooring, the man from Chicago. Razzle dazzle splitting the defense there, and he gets held back.
That quite literally is a holding foul, and the ref was able to see that. So Rise and Grind have another chance with the offense now. Still unable to connect from the three-point line, but I think it is something that they are able to kind of keep the momentum going, taking some open shots currently.
And there's what we all wanted to see, that presence inside. It's very interesting to see, obviously, being able to use David inside, David Craig, number 34, as you can see here on the inside, is something that's critical to MBB, and any team with him would benefit of that. But I can see that Rise and Grind will try to use their speed to get him out of there, and you can see they're going to try cloud him when he's in there to make him kick out. And maybe that's where MBB has the advantage with the shooters they have. And he misses the free throw there. 2 minutes, 15 seconds gone, 14 seconds. and MBB still hasn't recorded a point.
Unable to connect on either of the free throws, and like you mentioned, staying on nothing for now on the board. I mean, look, it's been 2 minutes, and it's not to say that Rise and Grind are running away with this game. They also only have 2 baskets so far. Well,
from way downtown, we have that man Yosni Akobas connecting with that 3, and you can see there that this team has done their research because they do not want Nino to come open, and they're playing some suffocating defense. Wide open shot there, unable to reply. And Rise and Grind continue to push the ball. And like we mentioned, they will use that speed, that athleticism. And another connection there.
They're taking their time in finding the shot at this point. Look, it's what we witnessed yesterday is a switch between that quick run and gun type of basketball. They get there, first person is able to take a look and take a shot, and they're having to work a bit more right now to kind of find it. And I know that it's taking a little bit more time for MBB to find it.
Oh, there we go.
There we go. And that puts them on the basket as Jovan goes all the way to the rim there.
And I mean, that ball movement by MBB just shows you how static this defense was in that specific position. And that's why they were able to find Nino on the other side.
Very attentive defense, but Kevin does get called on the foul.
No, the ref has reversed that. In fact,
reversed. Yeah. Oh yeah, he's like, yeah, I'm gonna get that one.
Sibanyoni is on the court now, the national sensation, the BAL game rebounding champion with record holder with I think it's 24 rebounds or 25 rebounds. Very, very impressive. He's obviously very versatile, can guard almost any position, can protect the rim, and maybe his inclusion will just give them a bit of that pace that they need. Beautiful defense there by Peter Prince-Lou.
Obviously bringing in his BAL experience, that is going to go a long way actually towards the momentum of MBB. Because look, in the BAL there is a way to play, there is a standard of play, and I think that obviously Sibanyoni is used to that. He's used to going up against some of the African giants, that game in the paint is very important, and of course he's already shown us that he has what it takes to be the best, because I mean, board man of the season, record holder, so that's obviously going to be a very, very good addition to the MBB squad.
You know what they say, boardman gets paid, and we just saw that now.
There we go.
Pretty much prophetic from the commentators here. As I said, Sibanyoni collects his first rebound.
And we actually have 2 changes on the floor as we witness Nino Dim going back to the bench, and Lebisa Selepe stepping in for the team.
That's the captain of MBB this season, Lebisa Selepe, a man obviously who knows the stage. Having been captain of the Cape Town Tigers too, and now bringing that leadership and that experience to MBB. And you can see a moving screen there.
Lydell Elmore caught unfortunately on the screen. He is trying to work around getting the man open. I think it's one of those tough situations where you've got to set the screen, but there's a lot of movement happening.
Tina, that shot Slepe made, I've seen him make that in this gym at least 1,000 times, and I'm talking this week alone.
I mean, that should absolutely go towards home court advantage. Like you said, he has practiced it, he should know this floor, so I should expect nothing less.
But the ability for the team to execute that, to get him just on that open elbow, is something nothing short of spectacular. And did the ref call that a foul, or what is the judgment on the floor?
No, just over the line.
And we see the introduction there of that man, Leonard Jr. for MBB replacing Tillemans. Interesting story actually is Leonard Jr. here, number 77 for MBB, former G League player, joined the team this morning.
Yes, he did. Not sure how comfortable we're going to feel about such late additions to a roster that's preparing for such
you
a
can see
big
that
tournament.
replay there, just exactly what happened as DJ Campbell tried to get in the way. Levisa Slepe wide open, doesn't take that. Takes a tough jumper there, almost Kobe Bryant-esque, showing just who his favorite players. Check out those Pumas on his feet.
He's definitely brought on some momentum for MBB as he scored back-to-back baskets for the team now, and known for aggressive defense as well. He's kept DJ on his toes and having to pass that there. Ooh. So Anyoni does his job collecting the rebound there.
He does so many intangibles that don't exactly get recognized on the stat sheet, but one thing it does that really gets on the stat sheet is the rebounding. And you can see Coach Sam Vincent there just urging his team to find some of that to get going, and expects more from them because he's seen them give more. And you can see Kevion Blaylock there, who joined the team today as well from the United States. Rumor is he missed his flight at least 5 times before making it to Johannesburg this evening. Peter Prinsloo will not hesitate, and he makes that. P-Lou.
And MBB take the lead. I do believe they have found their momentum, and maybe it just comes from slightly more coordination in terms of the players on the floor.
Sibanyoni does exactly that. He says, I am the Minister of Defense, nothing gets past me this evening. And another substitution there, and you can see that Sibanyoni tracks him very well without fouling positions himself. Very well there as a Minister of Defense. But he commits his first foul on this play.
We also have Devon Pachi.
Very well taken. They're just acrobatic and athletic by Kevin Mateo. Almost as if they opened up the floodgates for him straight to the rack. And Leonard Jr. unable to connect with Levisa Slepe there. A lot of bodies hitting the deck there.
There was quite a bit of contact because he did actually spin around the man, and he should have been blowing by him, but there was contact from the secondary defender there.
That is Deshaun Tenmer, as you can see on this replay. Lots of contact there, but I mean, it looks like it was all ball, nothing illegal. And the refs judge it as that. Competitive basketball will definitely result in a lot of clashes and
basketball.
That man Leonard Jr. miscues there. He doesn't see the sideline as he tries to get his game going.
And defense has definitely intensified as Devon Pachi waiting for Kevin all the way in the backcourt.
Big rebound there, and flush there, but it will not count after the whistle. And you'll be asking yourself why he didn't just go for that in the first place. Saquon Jameson. And Kevion Blaylock there showing off that athleticism with that back scratcher.
Oh! Tricky. He played that off the back of an MBB player, and it does convert to 2 points for Rise and Grind. I would rather unexpected.
I'm not sure if that play is allowed by FIBA.
Well, there were some instances yesterday of some calls being made by our officials that the Rise and Grind contested here and there because of that kind of confusion of what is allowed on our side of things, which is FIBA regulated and other.
That is fair. And there you see the vest, Neo Matiba, former national team captain here for South Africa, for eternity in fact. And he's going to be stepping up to the the free throw line.
I can tell you something. I've definitely seen Neo Motiba pull up that 3 fall after many a shot. I'd probably say I've seen him do that 1,000 times too.
In this gym alone.
Exactly.
And smooth is the stroke of the free throw as he converts the first. And the
if you're
MBB
wondering,
faithfuls are there.
Yes, Team Yasedlaldi, and they are here, guys.
Team from home, as I like to use the direct translation. And he converts the second one to just tie the game. Let's see if he can finish a feat and give MBB the lead here. Unable to convert that. So game is tied at 11 apiece. And we've seen some changes here, some addition made. TJ Jackson now leading the charge for. Very well taken there by Blaylock, unable to convert. And Sibanyoni fetches that from the penthouse. And there's Devon Fachi. Crafty, shifty. Oh, beautiful find there. I mean, clearly you can't tell that Leonard Jr. joined the team just this morning. Look at the chemistry he's already established in Sibanyoni.
I mean, look, these are professional athletes, and I think the one thing that we should be accustomed to are the systems of America, or systems of basketball, and it is something that they do spend their time learning. And when you add that kind of experience, you would expect Blake to be able to arrive this morning and be able to fit into the team.
That is very true. And I mean, you see there the kind of effort MBB is putting up, chasing after every ball. Devon Fachi staying in front of his man. Well taken there by TJ Jackson, unable to convert. I mean, this is a very tough man to get into, you can just tell. Strong, well positioned, but just caught slightly a pace behind.
Oh no, he had it. Pump fake, drive, baseline's open. Where was the rest of the team? Where was the help defense? Because he had to actually handle that himself, because if he didn't, he was going to the rim.
And you see that free throw conversion. And in front of your screens, you can see that you mentioned pump fake, connect to the body, and you see Neo's left arm, Motiva's left arm, just chasing the body there. And TJ Jackson missed the first free throw and splits the pair as he converts the second one. And there's a substitution by MBB. Leonard Jr. makes way for Marcus Mukwena, the most animated player, certainly the engine of MBB, with the energy that he brings. And there's Neo Motiva bringing the ball up. Lebisa Slepe finds Devon Fachi, who goes baseline. Marcus Mukwena with a mid-range jump shot, unable to convert that. Boardman gets paid to Banyoni and he puts that back. He brings a different level of dynamic to this team, just a different layer to this MBB team on both ends because of his rebounding skills. A very good defense by Lebisa Slepe. And Sibanyoni follows that up. Very good defense.
That's a first. I mean, he did not want to change direction. He made sure he only went right. And I'd obviously utilize it. And I think Slepe did very well to cover that left side, because that guy, he was not going to take it.
They shot saying they're getting iced there by Kosinati Sibanyoni and Lebisa Slepe. You can see
the one thing I must commend MBB on and their system are the screens and availability of the run through for the players, and that's what's gotten them open and having those kind of opportunities.
What a way to lead that man, Lebisa Slepe, number 58, captain, as he finds his stroke. Recalibrates, and you can see there DJ Campbell is back to cause some havoc, and beautiful feed down there to find that man Kevion Blaylock. And that brings us to the end of the quarter. Not much separating the two teams, and Lebisa Slepe brought on obviously a different level for this team offensively, and Kosinati Sibanyoni a bit more speed, second chance opportunities, and as well as protecting the rim. Definitely a lot to look forward to in the second quarter.
I think Rise and Grind have shown us the capabilities. They've hinted at what is still to come in this game. The defense isn't letting up. The offense, I mean, they could still, and in fact, it's something that did happen yesterday. They are still going to move their ball around a lot more, play some of their systems.
And you can see there from jump ball, I mean, David Craig barely had to jump. Beautiful feed there. And DJ Campbell opened the scoring as expected for many people. And he continued to find his teammates just dime after dime as that three drops. As if it wasn't enough. This is when MBB looked to still be in the zone. and it didn't pay the dividends that they wanted. I'm pretty sure Coach Sam Vincent will make the adjustments. And this was the beginning for MBB with that man Javon Mooring. Former G League player with the Blue Rapids out in Michigan. And Lebusa Slepe getting to that spot. You asked yourself, where's the help defense? Where was the help here? Tough shot. Kobe Bryant will be proud. But this man, Kevin Mateo, just found his way, but that man, Kusinati Sibanyoni, said not on his clock. But over there, very well done, acrobatic, athletic. It seems like the man still hasn't broken a sweat. And we're about to return for the second quarter. As you can see, the beautiful play, that display of athleticism by Chevion Blaylock. Motiba looking dumbfounded there. And as usual, giving instruction to Devon Fachi. As we get ready to start the second quarter, the ball will be
Rise and grind.
And they'll be going from left to right on your screens, while MBB continues right to left on your screens. MBB in their infamous blue jersey, as they are the Blue Soldiers. And Kevin Mateo gets the second quarter underway. No changes by MBB. And we have our first foul of the quarter. And that is against Devon Fachi. You sometimes have to be careful, because when you're playing such defense, aggressive defense, you are bound to get caught. As you see in this replay, Devon Fachi slightly behind, and that allows Kevin Mateo to find his way. And that man DJ Campbell, step back, lets it fly, does not connect. Lebusa Slepe with the rebound, and he will run points in this possession. And you can see Kosinati Sibanyoni there, very comfortable. Oh, let that!
I'd consider that a fair foul. This isn't Kosinati Sibanyoni. You don't need to know him to see what he was about to do, so keep him on the ground.
And you can see right there, gets past his player and he loses the handle, but it was about to be a highlight. And surprisingly, not even surprisingly, I'm actually glad that he didn't think to pass that and chose to take it to the rim. He's often known as a player's player, pass first player, but with the offensive arsenal that he's got to take it to the rim, just as he did in that possession. Sibanyoni, a high percentage free throw shooter, and he shows that as he gives MBB a 1-point lead. And perfect from the line. 2-point lead for MBB.
Collecting the starting points for MBB in the second quarter.
And you can see Coach Sam Vincent made his first sub there again, well, for the quarter that is, bringing on Javon Mooring, DJ Campbell.
Kevin goes all the way.
Change of speed there, unable to convert. Devon Fachi gets that, and he is not a slow player. As you can see, he's going to get up the floor, maintains the handle, the dribble.
Kosinati asking for the ball inside. Unfortunately, wasn't able to connect with the pass, and
DJ Campbell left wide open, and he makes them pay for that. DJ Campbell spinning the decks on that.
And the defense has shifted. I see a 1-3-1 on the floor as they look, obviously switch things up a little bit, and to see how MBB is going to react to that. And in case on the other side, MBB is switched over to a full court man with at least two guys in the front court picking up.
The board man gets paid there, Kosinati Sibanyoni. Beautiful inbound by Devon Fachi, and he gets fouled on that.
I think MBB definitely recognized DJ Campbell's ability, as he had two guys in his face making sure that he's not getting an open look at the rim on the last play.
And Peter Prince-Lou makes his return as the shooter for MBB. Beautiful handoff, dribble handoff there with Mkwena, just to get Mooring open, who will not hesitate, unable to convert that. But Kevin Mateo gets the ball.
Ooh.
Terrible collision there. Devon Fachi very eager for the ball, but that foul is called on Marcus Mkwena.
He was trailing, so I don't disagree with the ref at this point. Oh yeah, no, definitely.
Yes, he definitely reached her.
Yeah, no.
You know, as players, we try to always shift the blame. And Marcus tried there, but the ref caught on to his trick. And a bit of static play here. And Devon Fachi gets that rebound, but that defense has to be credited to that man, Javon Moring, and Neo Motiba finds his spot, and it connects. The veteran Neo Motiba still got a lot of youth in those legs.
And I think there's definitely a going at each other mentality right now between Kevin Mateo and Devon Pachi, as that's his about third time going up against him. I mean, he's collected a foul before, and he puts Devon on 2 fouls now. And that's going to be interesting to see. You know, Kevin is not afraid to obviously go against the defender, and he's taking it straight to him. Ooh, big body move.
To the block, but good defense there. Credit to Marcos Mokoena for standing his ground.
Was that defense or did he just miss? Because he got him out the way. He clean got him out the way.
Unable to get that rebound. And you can see Kevin Mateo here trying to muster up something. And MBB playing good defense, but it seems that they're staying in the zone. Peter Prince with good defense, rebound collected there by Mokoena.
Saquon is definitely not backing down from that challenge on the inside. That's 2 possessions now that he's gone straight into the player.
Body to body right there.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, I can take it. I can take it the same way I dish it out.
Did not flinch an inch. And Javon Morin dicing and chopping and dicing there as he gets fouled on that pull-up. And you can see substitutions are being made. MBB is reversing to the starting 5, and you can see here, just look at that beautiful display of handle, keeps his man there, and the help defense comes, but a little too late because he was set on what he was about to do. Converts the first free throw. Javon Moring. This is the first encounter of the doubleheader between these 2 sides. And Basketball Sheriff will be covering both. He misses that free throw. And rebound collected by Saquon.
I'm interested to see Saquon be able to collect that rebound over David. And I do believe that they've definitely put David in so that they can kind of control him. Because, I mean, if he had enough time to keep going at Marcus like that, we would have been seeing a different story by the end of that.
And Saquon pulled this up. And he does pull up, in fact. Misses that. And Morin will bring the ball up. And you knew they would just go to that man. Shot clock down to 10. And Javon Morin still looking calm and collected because you know he's about to pull up. Misses that. Sheila Prince collects the rebound. And Pilu lets it fly and he misses. Should the shot clock not have reset after that Morin shot?
No, it didn't touch the rim, no?
Well,
did it?
Looked like it did. You can see what they're trying to do is attack the man to force David to come out.
Out of the key, yeah. Because at this point they know they can't drive into his current space. He's asking for the ball on the post there.
Tillerman's unable to convert that.
DJ goes.
DJ.
He's able. Ooh!
Could easily have been called for a goaltending violation.
That's an interesting one.
And Peter Prinsloo protecting that rim yet again. Very good defense there by him.
Well done to him. Is he going to reward himself on the other side of the floor? No, unfortunately not. DJ goes again.
The DJ converts on this one. Very little separating these 2 teams as we've had multiple lead changes. As the game is tied now at 2020.
Yeah. Tie game.
And there's Nino Dim.
And he looks and he finds Omar on the outside.
And
does
there's a
get
foul there.
fouled.
None other than that man, Yosnia Kobas. And you can see here on the replay, good drive there by Omar Tillemans. Strong. And he unfortunately got clipped on his way, and he's going to step up. Oh, no, it's not a shooting foul according to the ref.
It's on the ground. Should they call a directional call?
That was a shooting foul. I mean, he had already gathered. He was in full stride.
And for
But
now,
the referee knows better.
Yeah. And for now, we're gonna take a timeout, and I guess we're gonna be excited to see in the next 4.5 minutes what the adjustments are going to look like. It's actually the first timeout that has been taken, and it speaks to maybe the composure of the team so far. Nobody's panicked enough to go, hey, we need to change it right now, you know. And I look forward to see what they come out with now.
And I mean, also, it could be the confidence you have as a coach, right? And you can see here, the BAL, this is the third conference of this season, and it's going to be taking place in Kigali. And man, it's exciting to see, obviously, MBB opening up the proceedings there against Nairobi City Thunder, as they're going to be looking to get some sort of payback after what happened in Nairobi last year during the Elite 16. And they're definitely a better team now than they were then.
Why do you say that? Is it the additions to the team?
There is definitely the additions to the team, for sure. And from the top down, as in the new coach coming in, the players coming in, and even the preparation this time around that the players have had leading up to this. They are what a professional team looks like, you know. And we're going to be in full support of them, as they'll be representing the nation in this attempt to book a ticket back to represent the nation here and defend the land.
Of course.
And Javon Mooring gets the ball there. Let's see what happens after this timeout.
Same five on the floor before the timeout. Screens, runs, cuts, time.
And David Craig gets that and he beats the buzzer. Very easy there.
That hook shot is going to come in handy again, especially against the fact, especially considering the fact that he towers over these players. Yeah,
and Omar Tillemans there collects the foul. Just caught reaching across Blaylock's body. And some further substitutions here. And you can see that arm across the body, slightly late. Omar Tillemans. Beautiful shot there, wide open by Ladell Elmore. And again, another tie game.
And it's been going this way since the first quarter. If yesterday's game is anything to speak by, but of course this is a different team, a different caliber, I think that third quarter is going to be quite a telling tale, especially with the momentum that either of these teams could pick up.
That's very true. I mean, oh, beautiful razzle dazzle there. Finds himself wide open, unable to convert. There's Nino Dim. And MBB has struggled to really get that pace.
On the counter attack.
Javon Mooring unable to secure that. And Peter Princely left wide open. But man, Rise and Grind just getting out in transition really fast, and they take that lead. They take the lead after that beautiful display of athleticism by TJ Jackson. Stayed in the air for what seemed to be an eternity.
And I think that if you look at the pace of the fast break that was just executed, like you said, MBB doesn't have the same, let's say, like spirit right now in that regard. And that counter attack is quite a telling tale itself in how quickly things could switch up if Rise and Grind get those kind of opportunities.
The shoots, I mean, the second, third, fourth, and fifth gear we speak about. And you can see MBB just made another change now. David Craig hits the sack while Nkosinathi Sibaneni comes back. Good defense there by Mooring. But Mateo finds his way still. And shot clock is winding down.
Much longer than they've taken thus
Good
far
block
in the
there
game.
by Nino Dim. And if I know anything about this man, Tillemans, whoa!
What a
And the
throw
rebound
down.
has just erupted from a nonchalant move to an explosive throwdown. We should put that poster up in the Louvre. How do you respond to this? Your confidence is down.
I once heard a coach say, hey man, a dunk is only 2 points. Same amount of points I can get on the line.
Oh, not when the poster is hanging in the Louvre. Courtesy of Nino Dim. He has just dimmed that man's lights. Javon Morin weaving, nothing. Sibanyoni, mid-range jump shot. Rattles out. The game is still tied. We had our first real highlight. Good defense here by Peter Prinsloo.
Hey, defense is a highlight. Peter's done a good job of protecting the rim. He's done...
just look at this. And he didn't look like he was going to take it up, and then he just decides to stuff it. That could have been an and one. Should have been an and one.
He fell on his own. What you talking about?
You're allowed anything if that's what you give. And Peter Prinsloo admitting there to his guilt. Slightly late, but it's the intention that matters. Nothing easy. And that is going to send Saquon Jamison to the free throw line where he'll shoot a pair. Still nothing separating these two teams. Story could change here, courtesy of Saquon Jamison. Still nothing separating these two teams. Misses that. Rebound by Peter Prinsloo. And let's see what MBB can muster up with just over a minute left in this second quarter or first half. Peter Prinsloo takes it to the rim. Hook shot, unable to convert that. Rebound. And you can see just how quick this team is in transition.
Ooh. Tough shot, but doesn't get that to go. MBB waiting it out. Okay, calls for the screen.
But this team is switching on everything. Rise and Grind switching on everything.
Ooh,
a bit of a battle between Peter Prinsloo. Peter Prinsloo and Yosin Yakobas, and the ref will call a double foul.
Look, I think that was an impressive battle inside. I think that's warranted, and I think that the hands were clean, the bodies were moving around, the feet wasn't stuck. It is a warning, yes, of course, you know, you got to be careful on how you play, but I think that's the kind of intensity that, in terms of this kind of preparation, is absolutely needed.
And Javon Morin does not waste time. And MBB retains possession here. Sibanyoni with the mid-range jump shot, unable to convert.
Ooh, that was close to almost being a putback there by Kevin on his own rim.
And Kevin and Morin, Kevin Mateo there, number 10, with the ball handler for Rise and Grind. Him and Javon Morin seem to have an interesting battle as he tries to run down the clock here. A 2-second differential between shot clock and game clock. And he lets it fly. Does not convert. Saquon Jamison misses that. And you let it fly one more time. Not good again. This time Peter Prince with the rebound. And that is the quarter after 3 minutes of a stalemate here, neither team scoring. It is 24 apiece as we break for the half.
And we are back with the second half of this electrifying matchup that has witnessed MBB going up against the Rise and Grind touring team. And so far, it's been a stalemate kind of game. They're sitting at 24 points aside, and I think that the third quarter is definitely going to be the make or break of of this game. What do you think, Shane?
Both teams have had enough time to figure it out and settle into the game. And now they're starting the third quarter basically at 0-0. They're going to give us 20 minutes of good basketball, and having found their feet, having found their range, having acclimated to the situation, let's see how they can then come and play this third quarter. But I'm excited to see that if there's anything to go by with that dunk that Nino Dim had given us, man, I'm surprised it didn't shut the lights in the arena.
Okay, so it is MBB ball to start the half. So we're going to have a look at what they have been working on and what they've been chatting about. Of course, they're looking to break away. Any team will be looking to break away with this game at this point. And Jovan starting the momentum. Peter has the ball.
Created good distance there between him and his defender. Good use of the pivot foot, and you can see David Craig there. What a towering presence. Nino Dim hesitates. Oh, let's that fly. There we go, Nino. After that first half highlights, he shows that it's not just athleticism, but it's also precision as he connects with that three from way down.
And I think we're going to witness that slower paced, slightly more patient game of Rise and Grind as he pumps. Ooh, he fell for it, so he went up, but they're unable to connect on that one. And it's MB with a counter attack on that. David is open.
David Craig, mid-range jump shot, unable to convert. I just don't know why he jumped on that contest, because a hand up is more than enough from him.
That is.
And you don't want him to lose his defensive position because he's obviously the rim protector for this MBB side.
Again, we witnessed quite a lot of the screens that are in the way of getting players open, but Rise and Grind have some good hands on the defense, but aren't able to complete their counter attack on the other side. DJ a little frustrated there.
And you can see the idea was good, but the ball just did not bounce back the way they would have hoped it would bounce back.
And the defense switch up has been called. I think Rise and Grind are going to be picking up in the full court now, as they're going to be putting quite a lot of pressure on MBB as well.
Surprising the ref didn't call a 3-second violation there. Oh, that's a very strong man,
Saquon doing well on the defense, and I think that matchup has been long time coming from the first half.
And I mean, I will tell you, Trina, I've played against David Craig. He is, Mama, there goes that man, Kevin Mateo. That's a retaliation to how MBB started this.
Yep.
Whatever you can do, I can do too. Peter Princeton looks like he's about to launch that.
Screens, a lot of movement inside, players getting out of the way. And Jovan is able to collect 2 points there for MBB. And I think it's gonna be quite the trade of baskets going forward now. And I think with the momentum built up in that first half, often it's shots taken, missed initially because, you're just opening in the game. But right now, is a lot that is going to go towards finishing this strong.
And I mean, Kevin Mateo is a very confident, a very brave player for going at the 7-footer all the way to the rim. And sure, he missed, but he got a good look there, which allowed Saquon Jameson to complete that on the putback.
Ooh, what a block, 2 hands. Beautifully done there. Rise and Grind, and very attentive on the defense. And if you want to talk about confidence boosters or confidence diminishers, I think that Kevin is definitely showing that he's not afraid of the man.
And Omar Tillemans there as he gives MBB the lead. You can see after a lot of frustration, hasn't had things go his way in this game. Able to just find that lane in the middle and basically leaving Jameson and Mateo a bit confused as to who should take him.
I'd consider that an unnecessary foul. especially because the man had already beaten you. Why are you reaching behind him to tap the ball? He's way past you. And you know, if you look at the roster and the way that they're rotating players, he's giving up a foul at this point. He's giving up his spot on the team, on the floor. I'd consider that, especially as the game is winding down. You don't want to be giving away foolish or unnecessary fouls like that.
And a bit of disagreement there between the officials. The closest official there, Ms. Priscilla Dlamini, having ruled it MBB ball, changed that. And
ooh, Kevin there with the defense, with the active hands. DJ takes the shot on the three-point line. Doesn't get it to connect. Not exactly his best spot, I would say. He's on the baseline.
That is Peter Prinsloo's best spot.
That is one of his spots, yes. And he did well to collect those three for MBB. And I think there is some momentum being gained.
This is the biggest lead we've had in the game. 34-29. And is it going to be MBB that's going to... Oh, beautifully taken there by Blaylock. Look at David Craig. No need to box out for him. And you can see they're letting that happen. DJ... And there goes Saquon Jamison. He's just strong. A bit of discomfort there from Peter Prinsloo. Oh, good defense there. What recovery. When it seemed that it was gone, Kevin Mateo.
Very attentive of both sides of the floor. He's able to pick up the loose ball on the one side and block.
I will meet you at the rim, Kevin Mateo said.
On points by Kevin Mateo.
And the tie the game right there. What a beautiful sequence of basketball. Kevin Mateo, having secured the ball in the previous defensive possession, he's just blocked Javon Mooring at the rim. And I can tell you one thing, Javon Mooring will not take kindly to that. I mean, just look at this. You can see there, Saquon Jamison, patience and safe hands to finish there under the rim. But perhaps this would have been the play of the game, because I mean, that's an alley-oop from way back where. Meet you at the rim, rejection, not in my house.
That is the play of the game. That was beautifully done by Kevin Mateo.
Because it led to this.
Side, yes, on the other side is able to reward him with that 3 points. And again, we're at another stalemate as we're sitting at 34 points a team. And that actually led to the timeout.
If I didn't know better, I'd say that DJ Campbell was doing the gritty there. And we are back here after a couple of changes. We see Lebisa Slepe back on, Kosinati Sivanyoni back on, as well as Leder Jr. for MBB. And he does not hesitate to let that fly, and boy does he connect. Welcome to South Africa, Leonard Jr. as he connects on that shot, his first one off the game. And how will they respond to this? Ooh, and he misses that layup. Peter Prinsloo gives it back to Lebisa Slepe, who's going to take the shot. And the foul there as Tefel Leonard Jr. And you can see he's finding his rhythm. And here is that replay of how he got there, and it looked like he was going to flush it had the defender not come up. A bit of frustration on his end, but definitely some excitement as he gets introduced to the game. And there seems to be a technical foul called on, we don't know who, but it is against MBB. Bit of confusion here, but the technical shot has to be shot before the 2 free throws on the other side by Leonard Jr. After the deliberation, it's going to be DJ Campbell who will take that free throw for Rise and Grind. Easy like a Sunday morning. And back on the other end for MBB's free throws.
Still a bit more deliberation going on there between the officials.
But one thing for sure is 2 free throws will be shot by this man, Tefel Leonard Jr. Misses the first. Misses the second as well, but Sibanyoni giving his
Rebound.
team a second chance opportunity. And Javon Morin wanted to connect with Sibanyoni there. And it seemed like that network or that line sort of disconnected. And a lot more spacing off the floor.
Patiently waits
And
that one out.
Patience there by that man, Yosnia Kobus. Beautiful drive, just the ability to recognize that he's got the lane first of all open, and that the helper is the defender's definitely going to jump, and he waits on that to get that contact and finish beautifully. And he does not complete the 3-point play, so we're back at the stalemate. 37 points apiece.
With under 4 minutes to go, it's been an interesting third quarter, and I think that the difference of the opponents yesterday and today is clearly the composure that they're able to maintain throughout the quarter thus far, and of course their own prowess in terms of their ability to score and play against this kind of caliber team.
Yeah, and you can see Libisa Sleper there trying to find his way to the rim as he gets fouled, and he's going to step up to the free throw line.
Oof, that was a bailout. I think that though the swipe out of his hands was clean, yes, the drive was against the body.
I mean, if you look at it this way, it is definitely a foul because CJ Jackson had him on his hip and not chest out. As you running with a man like that, that can easily be called a foul anywhere. Libisa Slepe makes the first free throw. He's had a very clinical game offensively after those quick 7 points he gave MBB in the first half, and his account still haven't closed as he's here converting further as he makes both free throws. Some faithfuls there, basketball faithfuls or royalties in Johannesburg as we consider them. Devon Fachi back on to give Javon Moring a break.
Kevin.
I don't know how they just keep finding each other. Floater there, man, beautiful teardrop.
Floater off the backboard is insane. That's crazy work. And you have to hang in the air to actually get that right.
You got to consider the fact that it's coming off Sibanyoni's. You got to get that over Sibanyoni. Peter Prinsloo unable to convert at point blank range.
Oh,
and fouled there. A little too eager there by Leonard Jr.
I think it was also a great play by by Rise and Grind as well, because he was crossing the court, and that obviously led to the disruption in the lane and the kind of contact.
But again, no team wants to give up an inch, no team wants to give up anything in this game, and rightly so. DJ Campbell tries to connect there, but Sibanyoni, Kosinati Sibanyoni does not let anything past. Let it be a block, an interception, and those are the intangibles you speak about, this man's presence on the court. As a teammate, you have that much more confidence because you have that trust in your Minister of Defense, number 21 there, Kosinati Sibanyoni. Let's see how he fares up against Saquon.
And I mean, we've seen him take on quite a few of the big guys, the big players of MBB. That's the fourth one he's taking on. It does bounce off of the rim, over the top, but I mean, we've still got a few more minutes to witness that matchup between Saquon and Ugo. This was a matchup I mentioned earlier, which was Kevin and Devon. Oh.
And Blaylock unable to convert, even with the size advantage on Devon Fachi, who weaves. Oh, beautiful taken. Again, unable to convert.
And I think it's
still setting.
I think it's the moment, it's the pure fact that they are sitting at such a stalemate that somebody has to break that. You see how nothing's fallen, and it's gone a couple of times up and down the floor, and nothing has fell for both teams.
Alley-oop, play off the game. I will see you at the rim. Lebisa Slepe finds Leonard Jr. there. That was out of nowhere. Unexpected.
For seeing that. Now you see, that dunk is more impactful than the first half dunk because there's so much more significance behind this now. And you can almost see it in the body language of Rise and Grind. That one shook them.
And he catches it at the Towers poster. Let's hang that in the Louvre. The fans' cameras are out because you never know when the next highlight is coming. The MBB fans obviously enjoying that moment. 41-39 to the host team here, MBB. We can never get enough of that.
No, I do believe the excessiveness off the board, after they hit that could warrant a take. And I think that Coach Chuck is talking about it there to the official.
Cleaner, I mean, if you give this play, there's no excessiveness there.
Yeah, decorum. Come on.
He's got to land.
Don't act like you didn't see that. Don't act like you didn't see that little hang around there. That in itself,
Basketball is a game of expression. You've got to allow the man landing space. Look at the smiles that's grown on that MBB side. You can't take your eyes off the screen here because you could miss the next highlight. And there is that man, Tefal Leonard Jr. Landed this morning, he said, I don't care about a jet lag. I will step in and I will play. And boy, he's given us the highlights of the game. And you can see a higher defensive setup. And they're switching on everything. It looks like a 2-3 zone. Let's see what Leonard Jr. is able to do. Oh, he loses that ball. Still high on confidence. Oh, beautiful Euro step.
Nice
pass
that.
That is a dancing class.
No, he's got it. He's good with that. And again, we're back to 41 points apiece. As I'm sure Rise and Grind want to make sure that they have a reply for the performance there by Lindell earlier.
Lebisa Slepe tries to take that and he misses. But Kevin Mateo runs quickly.
DJ.
The rebound secured there by Blaylock. And MBB doing a very good job at closing down the gaps as the shot clock winds down. Lebisa Slepe plays good defense, and Sibanyoni, that man, gives his team second chance and third chance opportunities. Those are the intangibles, but he does that often. Look at him. Tapping everything, not letting anything go, and that is a bad decision by Kevin Mateo because he had the open lane after he had blown by Lebisa Slepe. But credit to this MBB team for scrambling on defense, even towards the end of the possession. Beautiful block.
That was an easy
call
pick.
that a steal.
That was an easy pick. But again, are we going to witness a break in the tie right now before the end of the quarter? And we don't. Another tie break quarter. And that is the end of the third. And both the MBB and the Rise and Grind team are sitting at 41 points. Again, it got really heated towards the end of this quarter, but we still haven't seen anybody break away with it. And maybe that speaks to just the caliber of both teams and the intensity that's going into this. But we will be back in the fourth to witness the last segment of this game.
And we are back here in the fourth quarter. And just as we left you at the end of the second quarter as well, nothing separates these two sides. 41 apiece. It's going to be Rise and Grind starting this fourth quarter. MBB not reverting to the starting five, but instead choosing to start this fourth quarter with a five that ended the last quarter.
The five that are on the floor have been quite impactful, so I'd like to see how they're going to carry that momentum from that third quarter, that last minutes of the third quarter, in fact, to the fourth. It's a double screen at the top.
Kevin Mateo.
Fouled by Leonard.
Simeone played very good defense there.
So he is picking up quite a few fouls. As great as he's been on offense, he's done quite a lot as well in terms of the.
You can see that Simeone's hands are up. He gets a block, but it is a reach by Leonard Jr. And Rise and Grind takes the lead for the first time in a few minutes with that conversion by Kevion Blaylock. And he converts the second one, making it a perfect trip to the line. Neo Motiba finding Libisa Slepe. And the foul is called on Saquon Jameson. Let's see what MBB is going to do here. 43-41 to Rise and Grind. Neo Motiba sets a slip screen. Simeone takes a three. Ho-ho! What can this man not do? From downtown, the man makes it rain. And he still plays good defense, but there's that putback by Saquon Jameson. Just a 1 point game here, 45-44 to Rise and Grind. And another three there, just as good by that man, Tefal Leonard Jr. He's making his presence known here, and his teammates are loving it. They're loving that energy. And you can see him clapping there, just getting this team fired up. And the foul there,
like we mentioned,
by Tefal.
And he gets a technical foul on that one.
Simeone finding his range wide open. It gets no better than that. And then you can see Tefal Jr. there, getting into his rhythm, step back. Oof, smooth. Good defense there by Neo Motiba, forcing that turnover. And Tefal Leonard Jr. gets subbed as Peter Prinsloo comes back. 47-45 to MBB, and Devon Fachi to Slepe, Libisa Slepe to Neo Motiba. Very flat pass there, almost intercepted. Devon Fachi not really looking to score, but on this possession he does. Simeone, Boardman gets paid, finds Neo Motiba, beautiful feed, unable to convert. Let's see what this team can muster up. What Rise and Grind can do here. They seem a bit deflated, but not out. And they get their own rebound. And the ball was last touched by MBB. And Devon Fachi makes way for Javon Mooring. DJ Campbell, he lets it fly. Not good.
I think that was probably a heat check, because that was quite some range on that.
Well, that's also a hit check, because Nati Simeone unable to keep that ball. But he lets nothing escape him.
turned into a shooting range here as everybody's just pulling up and taking shots, and I think both teams have been doing quite a bit of that in the last minute.
And to speak about a shooting range, I'm going to show you my range. And Tevin Bishop there, I believe, making that shot. Peter Prinsloo will also show his range, but unable to convert. Neo Motiba, very strong taker, and he makes that. Inside, outside, it doesn't matter. I'm going to get it in.
And we've seen a good trade of baskets at this point. Whether it's 2 points, 3 points that are being traded amongst these teams, they are definitely bringing it.
Not sustainable basketball, if you ask me. One team has to make a run, and MBB secures that ball defensively. Let's see what they can muster up here offensively.
I mean, the biggest lead they've had in this game was a 5-point lead, so there's still them breaking past that point in terms of making a run with the game.
Neo Motiba unable to make that, even though he made the previous one from that exact position. And Kevin Mateo has played pretty much the whole game. He has not taken a breather.
He's definitely their leading point guard.
That could be a bailout call.
And they will check out the replay. Hands
there was
were not
definitely contact.
Yeah, the hands were not straight up. Good call there by Priscilla Damini.
And he missed that first free throw.
And I think the crowd is definitely involved at this point. There's quite a bit of sound coming in as he was taking his free throw, and he misses both of those right now.
But they secure the
Rise
rebound.
and Grind are able to retain the ball. DJ on the line doesn't get that, and the box outs have become real inside. The contact gets a little heated, yeah.
Definitely a physical game, as you can see. We're winding down this game, and neither team is giving up an inch, as a timeout is called here by Rise and Grind.
This is definitely a different taste of what Rise and Grind got yesterday, because of course, like we said in the third quarter yesterday, they ran away with the game, and of course they just carried that momentum into the fourth, because they still had quite a leading gap that they built up in the fourth quarter. But the difference in MBB is the fact that they've maintained their composure, and they've kept up the intensity. In fact, they've given it back to Rise and Grind as best as they possibly can.
Every player that has come on for MBB has made a meaningful contribution, and this man is one of those players, both in terms of leadership, defense, and offense. You've seen him force turnovers on behalf of Rise and Grind, and you can see the Saquon just bodying Nina Dim.
I like his style of play, and I think I almost can relate to it, because he is quite a physical player. I appreciate that kind of play. I can definitely get behind a bit of physicality in terms of how we go about things.
And Javon Morin trying to get away from Kevin Mateo Sibanyoni. Levisa Slepe. Nino Dim finds his range, unable to convert. Oh, and DJ Campbell is the one who walks away with that. And he gets fouled.
He does get fouled. He'll be going to the free throw line.
And you can see after every foul that leads to a free throw, this team just comes together, Rise and Grind. Look at the change of speed. Change of speed, change of direction, gets really low and is able to find the spot on that free throw line for that shot. Let's see if he can do right on the free throw to give his team the lead.
Tie game.
He misses that, so he's got to settle for the lead now. I mean, for the tie game. And more basketball royalty here, at least in South Africa. And he misses that. Free throws definitely seem to be the Achilles heel of rise and grind in this fourth quarter. Personata Sibanyoni, he almost had me there. I thought he was about to take that. Omar Tielemans, and that's a kickball. They get at least 5 more seconds on the shot clock. That's a very strong take, and hard fouls there.
Oh, it's definitely getting physical here.
You can see the beautiful screen by Sibanyoni, and the first foul occurred, as you see there, on DJ Campbell.
Though he is still going to the free throw line.
Still shooting 2. Javon Mori misses that, which is uncharacteristic of him. And he makes that. Nothing but the bottom of the net. MBB enjoying a 2-point lead here with 4 minutes 59 seconds left of this game. As you see the introduction of Deshaun Tengbe.
And the ball is moving around. Kevin takes a shot from the outside and he makes that one. And again, it's just a trade of baskets at this point. Nobody's taken this game. Nobody's won the game. And I think it's going to come down to the wire, because you're really going to have to see who's getting that last shot off in this game. If they keep trading at this point,
it's just a heat check after heat check, and you can see there. Oh, Javon Morin, beautifully taking full advantage of all the defensive matchups.
Kevin says, I can do it too. Pull up on the other side, and again, we're just trading baskets at this point. You score, I score, you score, I score, and we're going to keep going until the end of this quarter.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm loving this matchup between Javon Morin and Kevin Mateo.
I think we've loved every matchup Kevin has been in, so I think it's, it might even be a one-sided kind of thing.
Peter Prinsloo wide open, unable to connect. Sibanyoni unable to keep the rebound, but he does give MBB a second chance opportunity here.
Though I think Kevin did well there, because he recognized the fact that if Sibanyoni gets the ball, it's going to stay in their hands. It's going to lead to something. So he's quite attentive in making sure that it's a contested rebound. Clock is winding down.
Will definitely shoot that, and he's just struggling to find his range. And Rise and Grind will retain the ball. Will retain possession here. And the Rise and Grind bench is shouting for a horns play. And it's going to be interesting who sets it up with Saquon.
First.
Oh, beautiful defense, Sibanyoni.
Yeah, that look was a little too obvious. Kevin with defense again.
He does. Oh, beautiful separation there by Nino Dim, but he loses the ball in the process.
Extra hands there by the help defense. What a basket! He got through 2 of their defenders, and in towers, in fact. But that was quite well done. That was an amazing basket.
He went dancing with the trees, and he was able to find his way to the rack. An unnecessary foul there by Kevion Blaylock. The ref is saying he called a foul.
So it was a stop game situation that they wanted to call the subs on, and that's why Blaylock actually put his hands on the players like, we need to stop the game. That's what it looks like the conversation is going at, because both coaches actually shouting at the fact that they wanted a sub to happen before the play was continued.
I don't know, man. Blaylock should have just not fouled, unless it's very important foul, and you can see Javon Moring there.
I think we're getting to that point in the game where the fouls are going to be more strategic now. And like I said, they were looking for a stop moment in the game so that the subs could come on. And subsequently, they've called a timeout in that stop game moment. So,
and MBB is trailing by 3, although they will retain possession. And now, with just under 3 minutes to go, Rise and Ground are in foul trouble.
there's that tough basket there. Ooh.
See where that foul came from. Timing now as we wait for the host, MBB, to make their return. And they're going to go with Tillemans, Selepe, Prinsloo, Mooring, and Sibanyoni. Turnover on that inbound. And
Kevin takes his opportunity.
Almost.
And Rise and Grind unable to actually keep the ball, even though it passed between their hands a couple of times.
MBB struggled to get the ball out. Oh, but beautiful, beautiful find there. Mooring unable to convert. And the foul is called. It's going to be interesting. It's on Omar Tillemans. The ref says that he pushed on that rebound.
And there will be a shooting foul.
As
Okay.
MBB are in foul trouble, actually.
Both
So-
teams are in foul trouble.
Yeah.
So we will be going to the free throw line for all offensive, well, defensive or offensive fouls.
And like we said, free throws have been the Achilles heel of this Rise and Grind team. And now it's a 4-point lead, so 2-possession game.
So we've got, I think, a momentum changer stepping on the floor for MBB. Although there is something to recognize by Rise and Grind, because Leonard is sitting on 4 fouls. So he might bring impact to the game right now for MBB, but if they're not careful, it might be in the wrong direction.
Unforced turnover there by Lebisa Slepe, and you can see the displeasure in Peter Prinsloo's face because he was wide open to take that shot, but the ball just did not reach him. And there's that man, Kevin Mateo, the guy who's been at the helm of every crest and trough of this team, this Rise and Grind side.
Good find. I think the play is running well thus far. They're still looking for the right shots. He's able to get, ooh!
Not in my house, Sibanyoni says, with 1 second left on the shot clock. Would have been a highlight.
Yeah.
But Sibanyoni said, not a beautiful split of the defense there. Credit has to be given to that man, Deshaun Tengbe. And a 5-second violation. It is going to be MBB inbounding the ball. 1 minute 45 seconds left here in this game. And Coach Sam Vincent shouting at the top of his lungs that MBB should run a horn split.
I think both sides of the floor are very energized right now. Well, one side of, I've got Rise and Grind's bench standing, cheering on the defense. And unfortunately, it is a little excessive, so the foul was called, and that will be sending them to the free throw line.
Saquon Jameson. Javon Mooring did a very good job there at getting the switch. As you can see, he isolated Saquon Jameson, leaving Sibanyoni with a mismatch, in fact. But good recognition there to take it to the rack and step up to the free throw line. His team needs every free throw. And there seems to be a bit of a hold-up. Not quite sure what that is. Oh, there seems to be a bit of water just under the rim of Rise and Grind to avoid any slips that could lead to potential injuries. Javon Mooring scores that free throw. 3-point game now. 1 minute 27 seconds left. Because Sam Vincent's calculating. And he misses that second free throw. Rebound collected there, and it's going to be Kevin Mateo who will bring the ball up. We are waiting to see the reintroduction rather, of DJ Campbell.
Ooh, what a...
It is all highlights here in the second half, because that would have been one heck of a play. 1 minute 8 seconds. 3 points separating the two teams. Seems to be a discussion over at the officials table, as they still have the score at 56-52. And MBB is protesting that it should be 56-53. And that has been corrected to 56-53. 1 minute 8 seconds, 3 points separating these two teams. It's MBB's ball. Let's see if they can tie the game. But there seems to be Kevin Mateo is going to pick up Javon Mooring. That seems to be full court. Oh no, he lets
Maybe
that go.
not. Smart. I think that's a tactical play on his part as well, because obviously knows they were going to definitely try and drive him into Peter off of that screen.
But it's also a good thing because it forces MBB to put the ball down and not charge the shot clock. Able to secure the rebound. Peter Princely struggling today to find his range. And here's that matchup we spoke about.
Oh, there it is. He picked, he rolled. The man was cutting though. Not the greatest
MBB
pass.
goes out in a fast break. Divisa slipper gets fouled, and they call that an unsportsman. So it's going to be bucket, free throw, and possession for MBB.
Let's see. Okay, he caught him on the back. I don't know if that was a sportsman necessarily, but I mean, he looked like he had been going up to contest, decided on the way down, you know what, it's not worth it, I'm not going to make it. I don't know if it's, yeah.
That's a very contentious play. Decision by the referee, that is. And
Regular
you can see
foul.
the disbelief.
Yeah, regular foul, definitely.
But to give possession after? And Levisa Slip, a man who's made no mistake, converts that free throw.
And we're sitting at another tie game situation. This time we've got 25 seconds on the clock, so it's just about one shot clock possession, but you know, anything goes when it comes to basketball.
Let's see what the deliberation is here. And I believe they say, speaking about timeout, and MBB has no timeouts left. So they have to grind this one. Ooh, that is certainly a foul.
Yeah.
And let's see what Javon Mooring does on the free throw line. A lot of emotions. Nerves are high. He weaved his way beautifully through that, and it definitely got fouled. Will he give MBB the lead on this here possession? Misses the first one. This is where it becomes very difficult now, because 18 seconds left. He makes that one to give them the lead. But timeout will be called here
by Rise and
Grind. They still have another timeout after this, while MBB has none.
And it's at 18 seconds on the clock, so it's going to be an interesting 18 seconds to close out this game. And again, and before we do, again, this is a Rise and Grind tour, the MBB preparation before they will be going to Kigali for the BAL League. And of course, they will be looking to secure a spot to come back to South Africa to play in Pretoria for the finals. And while we're at it, we are at the Mandeville Indoor Sports Center, and you can catch us live on Basketball Sheriff if you're not in the building with us.
And it's going to be an interesting thing to see if there's going to be a foul, if MBB is going to try to commit a foul early here so they can have the final possession of the game. But you have to be strategic about this, because if you do decide to commit the foul, you could get hurt. They could still miss a second and collect the offensive rebound, which in that case puts you in the back foot. Are they going to advance? Because if they do, that's only 14 seconds. So MBB there'll still be a 4.5 second differential between game clock and shot clock.
And then it's a question of, do they run the clock down? No!
There by Lebisa Slepo, just keeping his hands in the way. And that led to a deflection. That deflection led to the ball hitting Kevin Mateo's foot.
And it's a full court press, of course. They don't want anything going when it comes to...
And there's that foul we spoke about. They have to give up an early foul so that they can have a possession with the ball. Because one thing MBB was going to do is run down the clock, especially because the shot clock has been turned off. Javon Moring, who hasn't had a perfect trip to the line, will definitely need this one to be perfect. And he makes the first one. He makes the second one as well.
So 3-point game, 40 seconds are running down. Both teams have got. DJ with the ball, takes the shot.
And Javon Moring will run that. And he gets fouled in 2.8 seconds, up 3 points. And it seems as though MBB pretty much have this one in the bag.
And the crowd is cheering.
I don't know if that is MBB or MVP. But when you come clash for your team in these moments, you can take every chair. It is games like these that build character and essentially another unsportsman call. So MBB will shoot and retain possession. Very friendly with the rim as he converts that. And the fans sure love it. That surely brings an end to the proceedings here. And he makes both. 61-56 to MBB with 2.8 seconds left. And they'll keep this professional and let that run.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how we wrap up game one of this doubleheader matchup between Rise and Grind, the touring squad from America, and the MBB Soldiers, who are our local representative in the Basketball Africa League. And of course, you can catch myself, Tuna Panyana, as well as
Emmanuel Shine.
Back here tomorrow as we'll be giving you the last game out of this tour series. We look forward to hosting you once again. Closing score, MBB at 61 and Rise and Grind at 56.